With reference to the Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System (IRNSS), consider the following statements. 1. IRNSS has 3 satellites in geostationary and 4 satellites in geosynchronous orbits. 2. IRNSS covers entire India and about 5,500 square kilometers beyond its borders. 3. India will have its own satellite navigation system with full global coverage by the middle of 2019. Which of the statements given above is correct? A. 1 only. B. 1 and 2 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. None. Justification of Statement 1. The space segment consists of the IRNSS constellation of 8 satellites, NAVIC. 3 satellites are located in suitable orbital slots in the geostationary orbit, and the remaining 4 are located in geosynchronous orbits with the required inclination and equatorial crossings in 2 different planes. Hence, Statement 1 is correct. Justification of Statement 2. It is designed to provide accurate position information service to users in India as well as the region extending up to 1,500 kilometers from its boundary, which is its primary service area. Hence, Statement 2 is incorrect. Justification of Statement 3. There are long-term plans to extend it to SAARC region, but not by 2019. There are plans to add 4 more satellites to the present constellation. Hence, Statement 3 is incorrect. Consider the following phenomena. 1. Light is affected by gravity. 2. The universe is constantly expanding. 3. Matter warps its surrounding space-time. Which of the above are the predictions of Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity, often discussed in media? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. Answer D. Justification of Statement 1. Einstein's theory of relativity has important astrophysical implications. For example, it implies the existence of black holes, regions of space in which space and time are distorted in such a way that nothing, not even light, can escape, as an end state for massive stars. There is ample evidence that the intense radiation emitted by certain kinds of astronomical objects is due to black holes. For example, microquasars and active galactic nuclei result from the presence of stellar black holes and supermassive black holes respectively. The bending of light by gravity can lead to the phenomenon of gravitational lensing, in which multiple images of the same distant astronomical object are visible in the sky. Hence, Statement 1 is correct. Justification of Statement 2. General relativity also predicts the existence of gravitational waves, which have since been observed directly by the physics collaboration LIGO. In addition, general relativity is the basis of current cosmological models of a consistently expanding universe. Hence, Statement 2 is correct. Justification of Statement 3. General relativity is Einstein's law of gravity. His justification of that fundamental force which holds us to the surface of the Earth, gravity, Einstein asserted, is caused to be warping of space and time as space-time. Hence, Statement 3 is correct. With reference to the genetically modified mustard, GM mustard, developed in India, consider the following statements. 1. GM mustard has the genes of a soil bacterium that give the plant the property of pest resistance to a wide variety of pests. 2. GM mustard has the genes that allow the plant cross-pollination and hybridization. 3. GM mustard has been developed jointly by the IARI and Punjab Agricultural University. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1 and 3 only. B. 2 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is B. Justification of Statement 1. It is developed by using 3 genes viz. Barnase, Barstar and Bar from Bacillus amyloliquefaciens for hybrid seed production. The Barnase gene confers male sterility to a plant in which it is inserted, and Barstar gene restore the fertility to produce fertile hybrid plants and seeds. The third gene Bar synthesize an enzyme called PAT, which is responsible for tolerance to glufosinate in the plant. Glufosinate is a broad-spectrum herbicide. which indiscriminately eliminates weeds and any plant that does not have the bar gene. Glufosinate herbicides contain the active ingredient phosphenothrysin, which kills plants by blocking the enzyme responsible for nitrogen metabolism and for detoxifying ammonia, a byproduct of plant metabolism. Justification of Statement 2, it has mainly two genes, barnase and barstar, that allow for cross-pollination and hybridization in mustard, which is largely a self-pollinating plant because of its individual flowers containing both female and male reproductive organs. Hence, Statement 2 is correct. Justification of Statement 3, GM mustard was developed by scientists at Delhi University and the project was partly funded by the Department of Biotechnology, a division of the Science Ministry. Consider the following pairs. Terms sometimes seen in news context. Topic 1. Bell 2 experiment, artificial intelligence. 2. Blockchain technology, digital cryptocurrency. 3. CRISPR, Cas9, particle physics. Which of the pairs given above is correctly matched? A. 1 and 3 only. B. 2 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. Answer B. Justification of Statement 1. The Bell 2 experiment is designed to record data at Super KEKB, a 3 km circumference asymmetric electron-positron collider with a performance similar or better than Bell Bar, the B factory detectors, in a much more severe beamer background environment. Bell 2 experiment in Tsukuba, Japan, by the High Energy Accelerator Research Organization, KEK, is designed to study violations of the Standard Model of Particle Physics. Justification of Statement 2. A blockchain is a digitized, decentralized, public ledger of all cryptocurrency transactions, constantly growing as completed blocks. The most recent transactions are recorded and added to it in chronological order. It allows market participants to keep track of digital currency transactions without central record-keeping. Each node, a computer connected to the network, gets a copy of the blockchain, which is downloaded automatically. Justification of Statement 3. CRISPR technology is a simple yet powerful tool for editing genomes. It allows researchers to easily alter DNA sequences and modify gene function. Its many potential applications include correcting genetic defects, treating and preventing the spread of diseases, and improving crops. However, its promise also raises ethical concerns. Which of the following statements best describes carbon fertilization? A. Increased plant growth due to increased concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. B. Increased temperature of Earth due to increased concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. C. Increased acidity of oceans as a result of increased concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. D. Adaptation of all living beings on Earth to the climate change brought about by the increased concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Answer A. Justification. The carbon fertilization effect suggests that the increase of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere increases the rate of photosynthesis in plants. The effect varies depending on the plant species, the temperature, and the availability of water and nutrients. When the alarm of your smartphone rings in the morning, you wake up and tap it to stop the alarm, which causes your geyser to be switched on automatically. The smart mirror in your bathroom shows the day's weather and also indicates the level of water in your overhead tank. After you take some groceries from your refrigerator for making breakfast, it recognizes the shortage of stock in it and places an order for the supply of fresh grocery items. When you step out of your house and lock the door, all lights, fans, geysers and AC machines get switched off automatically. On your way to office, your car warns you about traffic congestion ahead and suggests an alternative route. And if you are late for a meeting, it sends a message to your office accordingly. In the context of emerging communication technologies, which one of the following terms best applies to the above scenario? A. Border Gateway Protocol. B. Internet of Things. C. Internet Protocol. D. Virtual Private Network. Answer B. With reference to solar power production in India, consider the following statements. 1. India is the third largest in the world in the manufacture of silicon wafers used in photovoltaic units. 2. The solar power tariffs are determined by the Solar Energy Corporation of India. Which of the statements given above is correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. Answer D. Justification of Statement 1. Not a single silicon chip for solar energy is manufactured in India. Every solar panel which is made in India is assembled while all the material comes from China, Europe and some other countries. India is yet to develop semiconductor clusters. Justification of Statement 2. CERC determines solar power tariffs and regulates the tariff of generating companies owned or controlled by the central government. SECI has a power trading license but it does not set solar power tariffs. The staple commodities of export by the English East India Company from Bengal in the middle of the 18th century were A. Raw cotton, oilseeds and opium. B. Sugar, salt, zinc and lead. C. Copper, silver, gold, spices and tea. D. Cotton, silk, saltpeter and opium. Answer D. Justification. The East India Company was originally formed in Britain for pursuing trade with the East Indies in Southeast Asia. In fact, it ended up trading mainly with the Indian subcontinent and China, where the main items of trade were cotton, silk, tea, opium, and saltpeter or potassium nitrate. Which one of the following is a very significant aspect of the Champaran Satyagraha? A. Active All India participation of lawyers, students and women in the national movement. B. Active involvement of Dalit and tribal communities of India in the national movement. C. Joining of peasant unrest to India's national movement. D. Drastic decrease in the cultivation of plantation crops and commercial crops. Answer C. Who among the following were the founders of the Hind Mazdor Sabha, established in 1948? A. Krislam Pillai. E. M. S. Namboodiripad. And K. C. George. B. Jayaprakash Narayan. Deen Dayal Upadhyay. And M. N. Roy. C. P. Ramaswamalaya. K. Kamaraj. And Veeri Salingam Pantulu. D. Ashok Mehta. T. S. Ramanulam. And G. G. Mehta. Answer D. With reference to the religious practices in India, the Stanak sect belongs to A. Buddhism, B. Jainism, C. Vaishnavism, D. Shaivism. Answer B. With reference to the cultural history of India, consider the following statements. 1. White marble was used in Mughal Bulanda Darwaza and Kankar at Fathepur, Sikri. 2. Red sandstone and marble were used in making Bara Mambara and Rumi Darwaza at Lucknow. Which of the statements given above is correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. Answer A. Justification. The material used for the Rumi Darwaza is bricks and it's then coated with lime, while the Mughals often used red sandstone. This is why the detailing on the Darwaza is more intricate, which would be impossible to achieve in stone. Which one of the following foreign travelers elaborately discussed about diamonds and diamond mines of India? A. François Bernier. B. Jean-Baptiste Tavernier. C. Jean de Thevenot. D. Abby Barthel Carr. The correct answer is B. With reference to Indian history, who among the following is a future Buddha, yet to come to save the world? A. Avalokiteshvara. B. Lokesvara. C. Maitreya. D. Padma Pani. Correct answer is C. Justification. Maitreya is regarded as a future Buddha of this world in Buddhist eschatology. In some Buddhist literature, such as the Amitabha Sutra and the Lotusa Sutra, he is referred to as Ajita. According to Buddhist tradition, Maitreya is a bodhisattva who will appear on earth in the future, achieve complete enlightenment, and teach the pure Dharma. Which one of the following statements does not apply to the system of subsidiary alliance introduced by Lord Wellesley? A. To maintain a large standing army at others' expense. B. To keep India safe from Napoleonic danger. C. To secure a fixed income for the company. D. To establish British paramountcy over the Indian states. The correct answer is C. Justification. The French assistance to Tipu Sultan in 1798 was the last instance of active intervention of any other European power in India. To counter the intrigues of Napoleon and any further development in French power in India, Wellesley, who was extremely influenced with the imperial thoughts, came up with the scheme of eliminating the French power from India forever. Consider the following statements. 1. In the first Lok Sabha, the largest party in the opposition was the Swatantra Party. 2. In the Lok Sabha, a leader of the opposition was recognized for the first time in 1969. 3. In the Lok Sabha, if a party does not have a minimum of 75 members, its leader cannot be recognized as the leader of the opposition. Which of the statements given above is correct? A. 1 and 3 only. B. 2 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is B. Justification of Statement 1. It is wrong because the Communist Party of India, CPI, was the single largest opposition party in the first general election. CPI won in 16 seats. Justification of Statement 3. It is wrong because in order to receive the status of opposition party and consequent leader of opposition tag, a party should secure 10% of the total strength of the House, that is, 55 seats in the Lok Sabha. This is as per the Avalokiteshvara rule. Which of the following leaf modifications occurs in the desert areas to inhibit water loss? 1. Hard and waxy leaves. 2. Tiny leaves. 3. Thorns instead of leaves. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A. 2 and 3 only. B. 2 only. C. 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is D. As per the NSSO 70th Round Situation Assessment Survey of Agriculture, Household, consider the following statements. 1. Rajasthan has the highest percentage share of agricultural household among its rural household. 2. Out of the total agricultural household in the country, a little over 60% belong to OBCs. 3. In Kerala, a little over 60% of agricultural household reported to have received maximum income from sources other than agricultural activities. Which of the statements given above is correct? A. 2 and 3 only. B. 2 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is C. How is the National Green Tribunal (NGT) different from the Central Pollution Control Board (CPCB)? 1. The NGT has been established by an act, whereas the CPCB has been created by an executive order of the government. 2. The NGT provides environmental justice and helps reduce the burden of litigation in the higher courts, whereas the CPCB promotes cleanliness of streams and wells, and aims to improve the quality of air in the country. Which of the statements given above is correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is B. Justification. The National Green Tribunal has been established on the 18th of October 2010 under the National Green Tribunal Act 2010. Consider the following statements. 1. The Parliament of India can place a particular law in the 9th schedule of the Constitution of India. 2. The validity of a law passed in the 9th schedule cannot be examined by any court and no judgment can be made on it. Which of the statements given above is correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is A. Statement 1. Once a law is enacted and included in the 9th schedule, it gets protection under Article 3(1)b, validation of certain acts and regulations, and is not subject to judicial scrutiny. The 9th schedule, Article 3(1)b, was introduced by the former Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru to keep certain laws, particularly those on land reforms, beyond the scope of judicial review. Statement 2. The mandate of 9th schedule is to prevent judicial scrutiny, but in a landmark ruling in IR Coelho vs. State of Tamil Nadu, 2007, the Supreme Court of India ruled that all laws, including those in the 9th schedule, would be open to judicial review if they violated the basic structure of the Constitution. The Supreme Court judgment laid that the laws placed under 9th schedule after April 24, 1973, shall be open to challenge in court if they violated fundamental rights guaranteed under Article 14, 19, 20 and 21 of the Constitution. Which of the following best describes the term merchant discount rate? Sometimes seen in news. A. The incentive given by a bank to a merchant for accepting payments through debit cards pertaining to that bank. B. The amount paid back by banks to the customers when they use debit cards for financial transactions for purchasing goods or services. C. The charge to a merchant by a bank for accepting payments from his customers through the bank's debit cards. D. The incentive given by the government to merchants for promoting digital payments by the customers through point of sale (POS) machine and debit cards. The correct answer is C. Justification. MDR is a fee charged from a merchant by a bank for accepting payments from customers through credit and debit cards in their establishments. MDR compensates the card-issuing bank, the lender, which puts the POS terminal and payment gateways such as MasterCard or Visa for the services. MDR charges are usually shared in pre-agreed proportion between the bank and a merchant and is expressed in percentage of transaction amount. What are the consequences of a country becoming the member of the Nuclear Suppliers Group? 1. It will have access to the latest and most efficient nuclear technologies. 2. It automatically becomes a member of the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, NPT. Which of the statements given above is correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is A. Justification. Statement 1 and Statement 2. The Nuclear Suppliers Group, NSG, is a group of nuclear supplier countries that seeks to contribute to the non-proliferation of nuclear weapons through the implementation of 2 sets of guidelines for nuclear exports and nuclear-related exports. But becoming the member of the Nuclear Suppliers Group will not automatically make a country a member of the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, NPT. The Nuclear Suppliers Group, NSG, is a multilateral export control regime and a group of nuclear supplier countries that seek to prevent nuclear proliferation by controlling the export of materials, equipment and technology that can be used to manufacture nuclear weapons. With reference to India's decision to levy an equalization tax of 6% on online advertisement services offered by non-resident entities, which of the following statements is correct? 1. It is introduced as a part of the Income Tax Act. 2. Non-resident entities that offer advertisement services in India can claim a tax credit in the home country under the Double Taxation Avoidance Agreements. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is D. Justification. Statement 1. It is incorrect. Equalization levy is a tax on business transaction for online marketing in which any Indian pays a sum of more than 1 rupee lack to non-residence entities such Google and Facebook etc. It is part of the Finance Act. Statement 2, it is incorrect. Since equalization levy is outside the scope of tax treaties entered into by India with other countries, the foreign company cannot claim a tax credit in its home country. Consider the following statements. 1. The Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management (FRBM) Review Committee report has recommended a debt-to-GDP ratio of 60% for the general combined government by 2023, comprising 40% for the central government and 20% for the state government. 2. The central government has domestic liabilities of 21% of GDP as compared to that of 49% of GDP of the state government. 3. As per the Constitution of India, it is mandatory for a state to take the central government's consent for raising any loan if the former owes any outstanding liabilities to the letter. Which of the statements given above is correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is C. Justification. Statement 1. FRBM review panel had recommended the criterion of debt as a parameter for fiscal responsibility, the central share being 40% and state 20%. Also, in terms of domestic liabilities, the figures are actually reverse, i.e. central government 49% and state 21%. Statement 3. Art. 293. 3. A state may not, without the consent of the Government of India, raise any loan if there is still outstanding any part of a loan which has been made to the state by the Government of India or by its predecessor government, or in respect of which a guarantee has been given by the Government of India or by its predecessor government. Consider the following statements. 1. The quantity of imported edible oils is more than the domestic production of edible oils in the last 5 years. 2. The government does not impose any customs duty on all the imported edible oils as a special case. Which of the statements given above is correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is A. Justification. Statement 1. India imports about 14–15 million tons of edible oil annually to meet domestic demand. At present, the import duty on crude soybean oil is 3.0%, crude sunflower oil 25%, and crude rapeseed oil 25%. According to ICRA, India occupies a prominent position in the world oilseeds industry, with contribution of around 10% in worldwide production. But the demand of edible oils, extracted from oilseeds in addition to palm oil, is significantly higher than the domestic production, leading to dependence on imports, 60% of requirement. In FY 2016, India's total edible oil demand stood at 24 mn tons, out of which 9 mn tons was met from domestic production and 15 mn tons met from imports. Statement 2. Import duty on crude edible vegetable oils like groundnut oil, olive oil, cottonseed oil, safflower seed oil, safflower oil, coconut oil, palm kernel, babashu oil, linseed oil, maize corn oil, castor oil, sesame oil, other fixed vegetable fats and oils has been raised from 12.5% to 30%. Similarly, import duty on these refined edible vegetable oils has been raised from 20% to 35%, according to the Budget 2018 document.